welcome to the debate. So imagine trying to stop a flood with a calendar. You see the water rising, you check your schedule, and you pencil in a response for next Tuesday.
Right, and by Tuesday, the house is completely underwater. I mean, it's an absurd image.
It is, yeah. But in corporate cybersecurity, that is exactly how so many non-technical boards are still operating.
Yeah, unfortunately.
They measure patching and response cycles in days or like weeks. But attackers are using AI now, and they've collapsed the window between discovering a software flaw and actually exploiting it to under an hour. I mean, the water is moving at machine speed.
Right, which creates this massive, immediate choice for these boards. Do they fight fire with fire and mandate autonomous AI defenses? Or is that just a shiny distraction from a much bigger threat?
The side doors.
Exactly. The side doors left wide open by trusted third-party vendors.
And that's our focus today. Because while that vulnerability window has effectively vanished, my stance is that boards must treat autonomous AI defense as an absolute existential baseline.
And while I agree attack speeds are terrifying right now, I argue that jumping straight to AI defense misses the reality of how these breaches actually happen. Attackers aren't battering down the front door anymore, They are walking in through unmonitored vendor connections. So getting a handle on vendor access is the real boardroom imperative here.
Okay, but let's look at how the attacks are actually unfolding in the wild. Hackers are using automated tools to scan millions of IP addresses, finding weaknesses, and then generate exploits with zero human intervention.
Sure.
Having a human-led security team triage alerts for known software flaws, those CVEs we talk about, over several days is basically surrendering.
Wow. Surrendering?
Yeah, absolutely. If your defense relies on human reaction time, you aren't even competing in the same contest.
I hear that, but where are those automated attacks actually landing? The vast majority of cloud breaches today enter through weak external dependencies. We're talking about like a CRM integration, or maybe a payment processor, or a DevOps tool with an unmonitored API connection.
Right, the vendors.
Exactly. You can build the most sophisticated AI fortress imaginable, but if you've handed the master keys to dozens of third-party apps without continuous oversight, you've completely bypassed your own security. Prioritizing AI tools just leaves that side door wide open.
Well, I definitely hear you on the vendor liability. I mean, handing over access to an unmonitored CRM is terrifying. But even if they come in through a vendor, what happens next?
They move laterally.
Exactly. The lateral movement across the network is still happening at machine speed. And that's why boards have to demand AI-driven defense integrated right at the control plane level.
Wait, hold on. Let's clarify that for a second. When you say control plane level, what are non-technical boards actually supposed to be asking for?
Good question. They need to be asking for defense built into the central nervous system of their IT environment. Unlike older security systems that just, send an alert and wait for a human to hit approve on some rule, a true AI defense recognizes the behavioral fingerprint of an attack and severs the connection on its own, literally in milliseconds.
Right.
I mean, a single data breach averages nearly $5 million right now. Relying on a human to review logs isn't monitoring, it's archaeology. Automated containment just has to be the first priority.
In theory, sure. But in practice? I mean, that is falling straight into the AI-powered marketing trap.
Oh, come on, marketing trap?
Yes. Most boards think they are buying autonomous defense, but they're really just buying automated notifications. A dashboard that lights up at 2 a.m. on a Sunday and waits for a tired analyst to click a button is completely useless against an automated attack.
Well, yeah, if it's just a notification.
Right, which is why the immediate mandate has to be establishing strict, contractual security minimums for vendors. Even perfect AI containment fails if the attacker walks in already authenticated as a trusted partner.
But aren't static vendor audits just way too slow? Threat actors are using their own AI to constantly map out those third-party attack surfaces.
They are, yeah.
So they find the softest entry points way faster than any human compliance team can audit a vendor checklist. A static contract doesn't stop an automated probe from hitting an unpatched API at midnight. Only continuous behavioral anomaly detection can catch a stolen credential acting strangely in real time.
Yeah, but that anomaly detection is fighting a losing battle if you haven't strictly governed who has access in the first place. Unpatched vendors are the ultimate liability. I'd argue responsible governance means you have to rigorously audit your third-party cloud access before you go out and buy into the AI defense hype.
But I look at AI-assisted detection as the exact mechanism that makes policing those sprawling vendor networks possible in the first place. For non-technical leaders, this isn't just, another IT line item anymore. It is the minimum viable baseline to keep the business running.
Well, look, at the very least, we absolutely agree that cybersecurity has crossed a critical threshold.
Oh, 100%.
It's no longer just a technical headache for the IT guys. It is a board-level business risk where your response speed directly dictates the size of your financial liability.
Exactly. The clock is officially ticking. So whether you think the immediate priority should be autonomous AI containment or rigorous vendor audits, you really just have to act at the speed of the threat. We definitely recommend listeners check out the source material to review the concrete steps boards can take right now to address this.